comes up to take the pole position by virtue of winning the first race just a ago, and there alongside him, Godfrey second in that outing, and Godfrey will certainly look to put one over on his brother, as he did in the first outing. 5-second board is held out. We await the green lights from the red, and the red goes to green very quickly indeed. Everybody safely away. We ride with David Jones. There goes Mark Sumter at the inside of Godfrey Jones. It's going to be a real scramble into Duffer's Dip. Brake lights are on. Everybody safely away and scrambling through the curves. Ooh, and nearly the Jones boys came together then as they come down to the right-hander, but turn right-handed through there, and squabbly going on further back in the back. This is Piers Maserati running in Class 2. You can tell the different categories, incidentally, by the sun strips up on the top of these Porsches. Yellow for Class 1, red for Class 2, and black for the Class 3 runners, all determined on power. Now here's Jones against Sumter. Ooh, and Mark Sumter a little bit squiggly there, and he's lost it, and so too Jones has chucked it away. Well, I'm sure he's done that to avoid Mark Sumter. There's all sorts of manner of mud and bullets thrown up, and Piers Maserati nearly took out David Jones then. My word, that was all a bit of a hand. Well, Mark Sumter's rejoined in about 8th position. Robert Babican is the orange car there, going through the hairpin, the very slowest part of the 1.3-mile Knockhill circuit. And we're on board here with Jones, and we're on board here with David Jones. He's back amongst the Class 3 runners. Now, a huge amount of work to be done by Jones, but in that 996 Carrera, he has got all the power he needs. And moving out of the way, the slower cars pull to one side. There is Jones in the 22, and Mark Sumter into the pit lane. Now, concerns, they're telling him to kill the engine. Concerns because there's been fluid, or certainly a heating problem there. They're checking out the car as a result of him having that spin coming out of Clark Curve. When Godfrey Jones, that man there, and there is Sumter getting out the car, well, that's going to be disappointment for him. They may be able to repair that. Anyway, here we are into Clark. Right-hander, he's already unstable. Look, the back end wants to get round. Contact with Godfrey Jones. Spins it, almost catches it, but when he's on the grass, well, he's collecting a lot of debris there for a start-off. And David Jones is on the other side of the circuit, spinning to keep out of the way. Well, my word, after all that activity over these opening laps, let's just catch our breath. Still out front, it's Pete Chambers leading. I can tell you Mike Salmon is leading Class 2. Here he comes up there in the blue car. That's Mike Salmon. Behind him is Robert Babican. He's second in Class 2. And there is David Jones, still making good progress, which is not the case for Piers Maserati. His hand in the air. Maserati will be a retirement. That's going to be a disappointment for him. And meantime, we follow the progress of David Jones. This is a spectacular part of the Knockhill. Take a huge amount of curb on the left, then the right. The car goes very light there. And Julian Wiley is about to be passed by Adam Simmons. Simmons in the red car ahead of us. David Jones is there sniffing around, thinking, I'd like these 2 places, please, gentlemen. Thank you very much. Will he get them? I suspect he just might. You know, he's alongside Adam Simmons now. These two side by side as they come along railway straight towards the hairpin. And Julian Wiley is the light blue car up ahead. Wiley pulls out to the left. That's good moving by him. Is he looking for a turn in? No, he'll stay out wide. Jones will get to the inside. Huge big apex. Oh, he's run out wide. Oh, the back end's gone. And Julian Wiley's pushed out wide as well, and he spins it round. Well, poor old Julian Wiley was minding his own business, keeping out of everybody's way. A gentleman drive, and he's the one who's paid the consequence for that. Well, Jones has gone through. This is the great scrap going on for Class 2. We're riding with Robert Babican. Up ahead of us is Mike Salmon, the race leader as far as Class 2 is concerned. And up to cross the start-finish line they come. Underneath the bridge. Big dive up the inside here, possibly for Babican. He'll have to be very late on the brakes. Side by side is a very dodgy manoeuvre through there, and Babican pulls it off. What a classic manoeuvre. Robert Babican, superb drive by him. The 47-year-old already had numerous wins this year and chasing hard after another one. Again, up over those curves. Chris Healy is incidentally involved in that as well. That's Mike Salmon, but right behind Mike Salmon, Chris Healy, who's switched to Class 2 for this weekend. Mark Sumter, now there's fluid dropping from the front end of Mark Sumter's car, and that's why the black and orange flag is out. They want him to visit the pits next time. They did manage to inspect that. There's the fluid. Look, you can see it from the front left corner, spewing out there onto the track, and so the clerk of the course wants to inspect that. We want to inspect this battle going on. Great scrap it is. Chris Healy in the dark blue machine there in 56. And ahead of him, Robert Babican, the Class 2 leader along railway. One of the quickest parts of the circuit. You can really let these Porsches breathe down here, but then you've got to be very hard on the brakes, and it really does take it out of brakes. Drop down the gears as well, scream the engine revs. Oh, and he's been thumped up the backside. Chris Healy has gone pounding into the rear end of Robert Babican's 911, but the Bradford-based driver will continue on his way. Robert Babbicombe will do so too, but Healy at the moment is leading then Class 2. Pete Chambers, the overall leader there, just going through. There's the gap back to second place. It's almost 8 seconds the gap now that Pete Chambers has established, and the lights are ablaze on Pete Chambers' car as he comes up to the start-finish line to take the checkered flag. Another great victory there for Chambers, and the Eurotech boys who prepare this car for Chambers will be delighted with that. Godfrey Jones takes second, a great drive back in third by David Jones. Mike Salmon wins Class 2, and Paul Mace wins Class 3. Well, there is Pete Chambers receiving his, well, almost dropping his award. So a 32-point advantage for Pete Chambers at the top of the table over David Jones. As far as the classes are concerned, 2 is led by Mike Salmon, and Tom McHugh leads Class 3.